Good morning everyone and welcome to my video. So in this video I will present to you guys about schoolyard gang violence, a threat to our communities. So before we get into the presentation, I will tell you guys about three main points that I will talk about. So the first one is causes, second is impact, the third is potential solutions to the troubling phenomenon of schoolyard gang violence. It highlights the need for comprehensive strategies involving families, school, and law enforcement to create a safer and more inclusive society for all. So the first one is understanding the roots of gang violence, which is this is talk about where it all starts, where it all begins. The gang violence begins from first one is social disparities. Gang violence often emerges from socio-economic disadvantage, like lack of opportunities and feelings of marginalization. And second is lack of opportunities, which is limited access to education, employment, and positive role models can push individuals towards gang for a sense of belonging purpose. So there is the main point why the gang violence is happening, and maybe you all often saw in your junior high school or senior high school that this kind of thing is usually repeat after the year and it became worse. Okay, next, the de-escalation, how conflicts spiral into violence. So the triggering events is the small conflicts between individual or groups. This is always happens when individuals or group uh, have a small conflicts and there's no one with a cold head. They usually quickly vert into the violent confrontation. And secondly, retaliation. Violence often begets violence, creating a cycle of retaliation, and escalating tensions. And it became a larger scale, a wider one, and it became worse, as I said. So the third is escalation. As the cycle continues, conflicts become more widespread and involve more individuals and groups. So this is start from the small conflicts into the larger and become larger after the time, and it can cause something negative or bad maybe. And let's see to the next slide. So this is the impact of the gang violence, impact on the community, disrupting education, damaging property, and endangering lives. Of course, the impact is always negative. There is no positive impact that come from the gang violence. So education disrupt is schoolyard gang violence can disrupt the learning environment, leading to fear, absenteeism, and decreased academic performance. Of course, because it leads to fear some people, so it can disrupt the education, and it is not good for the teenage years because you have to grow in that years. So it's very bad to do the gang violence. The second is property damage, which is damage to school buildings, public property, and private business. Can create a sense of insecurity and discourage investment in the community. So gang violence often damage the property, like they breaking window or something like that. So it's the same as the negative. So it's not good for you to join the gang. And the third is life endangered. Maybe all of you guys or we all have saw that someone is died because of gang violence or getting some serious injuries. And yes, it is not good if it continues, so we have to stop it because it will leave lasting trauma and grief to the victim itself. And next is emotional toll, trauma, fear, and lasting psychological scars. This is the worst thing that impact the victim because this one will not heal in a day or in a month. This will take times like maybe a year to 2 years, 3 years to become really healed from the emotional toll like trauma, fear, and psychological something. So trauma, direct exposure to violence can leave lasting psychological scars, including post-traumatic stress disorder. This is not good. And you guys can read the rest like fear and psychological scars. We go into the next. So efforts to curb the violence, strengthening school programs and community outreach. So this is the potential solution, which is strengthening the school program so that the teenagers who used to join the gang or something like that will join the school programs because that they see the positive values in the programs. And of course, the strengthening school programs can restorative justice practices in crucial. And the second is community outreach, which is important because this is provide opportunities for positive engagement and address underlying social issues are essential. The second potential solution is collaboration. Collaboration between who? Between family, school, and law enforcement. Because family, school, and law enforcement, they cannot do this alone. Because it will be harder to stop the gang violence if they do it alone. So that they have to collaborate. So they have to collaborate between each other, like family involvement, that includes parents and families, play a critical role in shaping the values and behaviors of young people. Second is school leadership. School can create a safe place and support learning environment that promotes positive social interaction and conflict resolution. And conflict resolution. Law enforcement play a important role too in this collaboration, which is agencies can work closely with communities to address gang activity, provide support services, and create a sense of security so that the community feel secure. Uh, that will have a positive impact. The next is rehabilitation and reintegration, providing support and second chances. The first one is intervention. Is early intervention that is pointed to the kids or that they not they not join the gang member before. So the kid that want to become teenage, we can help them to educate them about the gang violence and the impact from the gang violence, which is bad and negative. So so that that so that they do not so that they don't join the gang and make some violence or do bad things to others. And secondly is rehabilitation. Rehabilitation program is the programs that reha- the programs that provide support and research to help gang members break free. So this one is for the gang members or the one who had joined gang members that want to that want to rebuild their life into the great one. So this is the good program or a good solution to the gang members. The third is reintegration. Reintegration efforts help individuals transition back into society and access education, employment, and other opportunities. So the lastly is conclusion towards a safer and more inclusive society. Addressing schoolyard gang violence requires a multifaceted approach that tackles underlying social issues, strengthens community bonds, and provides support and opportunities for all young people. So that's all from me. Thank you for viewing and listening to my video. I am Azka and good and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.